Guys, the DOS is back, and today we are going to talk about the personal statement. This is the one essay that will get you to the best of the scholarships and the best of the admissions. Let's get started. Okay, so I could tell you exactly what I think the personal statement is, but that is not necessary because it is the universities that ask for it. So what do top universities say it is? That is what we want to look at, from America to UK to Australia. What do universities say this personal statement is? Let us move straight to Canada, the University of Waterloo. What do they say the personal statement is? They say that the personal statement is your opportunity to explain more, meaning they have already taken some details about you, but now they want to know more. More of what? Of who you are, why you belong in the program to which you are applying, aside from your grades and test scores. This is a chance for you to show that you are a great candidate for this program. At Princeton University, they are talking about you writing about a personal experience that influenced your decision to pursue graduate study. But they do not stop at that. They say that you need to explain how the lessons from this experience would enrich Princeton's presidential scholarly community. Let me unpack that. It means they are looking at you and saying, can admitting this person bring honor and value to Princeton University, such that other universities would look at Princeton with envy for having found you as a person. It means that you are of great leadership potential. You have capacity to bring value to the society so massively that these people are lucky to have admitted you as one of their students. Still in the US, we go all the way to Texas. And they say that while it includes information about academic and career goals, it typically includes information about yourself as a person and your motivation for your chosen field. Yourself as a person and the motivation for choosing the field that you have chosen. And they continue to define what they mean by that to show you what it means to build a strong personal statement. They say a strong personal statement demonstrates how much genuine motivation you have to pursue this field of study and that you have the necessary skills and background to be successful. It is typically a personal narrative. It is not an argumentative essay. It is a story. They are talking about a narrative. But this narrative should demonstrate that you have genuine motivation to study that field that you have chosen in that university and to show that you have the capacity to actually be successful in that study. Let's go to the UK, and I'll choose one of my best universities in the UK, that is Edinburgh. They are saying that your personal statement gives you the opportunity to outline your academic history and relevant experience. Relevant, not just all experiences, just relevant experience, in order to demonstrate that you are a suitable candidate for the program you have applied for. You want to show that you are a suitable candidate by looking at your past record, whether you have the capability academically. You also show that you have the character traits, the grit, you have the resilience, you have the capacity for original thought, you have the capacity to do advanced research, you have the capacity to understand long volumes of highly scholarly work. They want to see if from your past record you can do what you are saying you want to do. I picked some details from the University of Sydney. They are talking about a questionnaire. In that questionnaire, they say you should tell them about yourself, who you are, and what inspired you to apply to the University of Sydney. And now they are talking about inspiration that you have, why you think that whatever you want to study fits your career goals, and how they actually fit. They are basically trying to tell you that you need to show that you have done your homework. You know the university, you know the program, and you know that it fits your career goals. So you need to state your career goals, why those career goals matter to you, and how the studies at Sydney will actually make those goals come to being. So what is the main content of the personal statement? I think that is very important because that is the reason why we have this video. Before we talk about the contents of the personal statement, I want to tell you a story about this guy. Harvard was sued by the Asian Americans, complaining that they are discriminating against them in their admission process. Now, this guy submitted his admission details, his admission package, in defense of Harvard. And I don't want to get to the details of that admission package, but I picked some details that they said about him when they reviewed his admission package. Remember, when you submit your admission application, it goes to admissions office where they set a team of reviewers to look at your application package to see whether you fit Harvard. Now, the reviewers said this about him. They said that he's a diamond in the rough. That means that he's a great package with a few small things that could be corrected, but he's a great package. They also said that he's not a bad package when you put it all together. It means that these guys looked at his entire application and said, this guy is not a bad guy. Is what the Harvard experience. They also looked at his grades and said they were perfect. And they said that he is incredibly hardworking. They could not get that just from his grades, because there are people who are just intelligent and they can get perfect grades without being hardworking. They also said that from his personal statement, he had a warm energy and he was truly unusual. These guys were surprised at the kind of person he is. That means he presented his authentic self in the personal statement, and they could get from it that he's truly unusual. He stood out because he did not copy paste people's personality into the personal statement. He gave who he was. They also said that he had a great openness to new ideas and new people. He described how he came to America, and being a new person, he had challenges, but he had learned so much within a very short time. All that he packaged in his application. When you are being admitted to Harvard, there is an alumni who will interview you. When they are interviewing you, they will give a report to the admissions committee. And when the alumni met him, one of the alumni said that he was fun and casual in nature. These are things that they are considering about this guy that are away from his grades. And this guy got admitted in 2015. He was just among the 37,000 applicants, where only 5.3% were admitted. So you can look at the acceptance rate. So what does this story tell us about the goal of the personal statement? It is to convince the committee that you have unique and exceptional abilities and attributes that would bring great honor to the college and the community into the future. You need to show that you are going to be a great person to have in the university, and also you are going to bring honor to the university and the society by virtue of your attendance of that university and the skills you are likely to gain from your studies. They need to see that adding the studies at that university would make you a great person into the future, but also they need to see that your integration into the university will be a seamless process and it will bring great honor to that university. So your focus when writing the personal statement is to tell your story, not another person's story, in a unique way to distinguish yourself from the rest. because you are not others. People are different, and these people want to see what difference you bring. The difference you bring is new because you are different. So you need to tell your story that distinguish you from the other applicants. A fresh, lively, and unique story rather than a regular shaped, boring flow will set you apart. You know, people, everyone talks about these common things. I started learning this from a young age. I started this. I was top of my class. I was taught. All these things are old, tired narratives. These guys are looking for freshness, liveliness, and uniqueness in your story that would make you stand out among the rest. Let the reviewer feel you. Eh? Let the reviewer feel you in the story. Let them not feel like they are reading some other academic paper that is just copy pasting a structure. Do not be impersonal. Try to ensure that this story talks about you in a way that somebody reading the story can experience your life. Now, we have already learned that it is not about excellent grades, but experiences that make your grades unique. Yes, there are two A's. One A was an experienced and excellent goalkeeper that had to practice every day in order to be a top goalkeeper in the country. The other A just studied and got an A. So those two A's are different. There's another A that was gotten by someone who had to take care of 5 other siblings, aside from going to school in a local day school. That is not the same as the other A's. So A's must distinguish themselves to show that there are certain traits that would make the A happen no matter what happens in your life. Inside the personal statement, you need to start by introducing yourself, your interests, and your motivation using a story. Using a story. Don't just start by saying I am Eric Arwa. I am the doctor of scholarships. No. Yes, you need to start by introducing yourself using a story. Next, you need to talk about your educational background. And this one I'm going to show you what to do because many people will go straight to talking about their grades only and leave it at that. After that, you need to get to discuss your career interests and plan. So I want to get to telling you exactly how to package this so that you can get the best and the most unified personal statement. Let's look at part 1. The first part of your personal statement needs to introduce the reader to you and your interests and your motivation. You need to start with a life experience, a life experience that makes you choose that particular course or makes you pursue education in the manner that you are doing it. This is what will catch the reader's attention. You need to show exactly using this story that you have a motivation beyond just the glamour of having a grade to get to study in this university and that course. It could be an experience at home, it could be at work or in school, but it needs to show that you have a genuine and a motivation that stands out among the rest to study this particular course. Now, because you have already shown from your experience that you are interested in this particular discipline, you need to connect it with your career interests and motivation to show that this particular discipline will actually help you achieve the career aspirations that you have. Now, while doing your story, you need to show or emphasize your unique attributes so that they can be seen, they can stand out by illustrating them using specific scenarios that make them come out strongly. And I explained how to do this in the Chevening essays video where I discussed the STAR approach. You need to watch it. Remember what we said, it is the distinguishing traits that matter, not just the excellent grades. In the second part of this essay, you need to talk about your educational background. And I know what you are thinking. You want to talk about going to this under-resourced primary school, you work so hard, get top of your class, and get admitted to this prestigious high school. And then after that, you worked so hard and got admitted to this prestigious university. That is boring. I know that is not nice to be told, especially for those who have worked hard and gotten excellent grades. But remember, there are things that these universities are looking for. It is the unique traits you possess that make those excellent grades happen, so that they can see that those excellent grades are repeatable. They are not accidental. Okay? You talk about your educational life in a way that shows that you have a story that makes that excellence happen. Maybe it is a group discussion you started that helped you learn to collaborate with fellow students so that you can learn concepts that could not be explained in class. Maybe it is an interaction with a teacher that helped you learn how to communicate effectively between you and the teacher so that you can get the most out of the teacher. Maybe it is an interaction with a particular mentor. Maybe your work as a school captain that shaped your leadership skills so that you could learn how to manage your time well and to overcome the pressures of being a student or a student leader while looking for those excellent grades. So your educational experience needs to come out to defend your candidature in a way that shows that you have the skills to be an excellent scholar in this school. Okay? Remember, this school is looking for students or candidates that will bring honor to the scholarly community in the school. So you need to talk about the skills that show that your grades will not be touched despite you being taking part in several extracurricular activities or despite you potentially facing new problems. Maybe you are going to be sick in the school, but you are still going to stand out. This is what matters, the story of your grades. The story of you in your grades, not the story of your grades. You need to discuss the skills that make you suitable for the course that you have chosen. And that is very important. And that is why you need to talk about your educational background in a way that shows that you have built those skills. And this is also the chance for you to explain the unique circumstances that make your grades unique. So that when they look at your A, then that A is different from all other A's. Okay? From previous experience, the attributes of resilience, grit, hard work, self-drive always sell when you are writing this kind of educational background. In the final part of your essay, you are going to talk about your career interests and your career plan. And here, you have already introduced these interests. You have already introduced your career goal in the first paragraph where you are talking about that first introductory story. But here, now you want to show how that chosen course fits the larger career goal. The coursework has particular modules that will help you achieve the particular skills that you want in order to be the kind of engineer, the kind of social artist that you want. That is what you need to go and show. You need to discuss why you have chosen to pursue this particular course in this particular university. This, you don't need to talk about it in general, that it has practical experience that is part of the course. This is part of every other course in every other university. Talk about unique industry collaborations. Maybe this, you want to work at Google, and this university has a partnership with Google engineers so that Google engineers can come and mentor the scholars. This is something that is unique to this university. Or maybe you want to work at IBM, and IBM has a lab in this university where they fabricate particular parts. They work with particular lecturers to conduct particular research on particular parts of computers. You need to pick things that are so unique about this course and this college that somebody knows that you know what you are talking about. You explain what skills you are curious to gain and how they fit into your career plan. Curiosity is something that is admired everywhere because curious people are not boring. They are willing to learn. They are interested in people. They are interested in ideas. And therefore, they can look for these ideas to satisfy this curiosity. Now that I've told you what to write, I will not go without telling you what not to write. Avoid controversial statements that could be politically or religiously provocative. These are things that could bring out the worst out of someone because they have subjective experience of that particular statement. Avoid political statements, statements that you have just heard on the road being said by politicians to convince people and to excite the baser instincts of people. Try to avoid these things because they may show that you are not a critical thinker. Avoid cliches, common and tired statements and quotes that are not even verified. I know this one, which is very common, like people say blood is thicker than water to justify sibling bad behavior. But the actual quote is that the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Now, somebody who has read that Shakespearean quote will actually say that you lack originality, and therefore they will see you as not a strong candidate. Next, avoid generic statements that will show lack of originality and general statements without clear illustrative examples. You want to work for a multinational without mentioning which multinationals you are going to target with your applications. Avoid irrelevant details of your life. You're talking about your personal history. Just talk about the parts of your personal history that illustrate that you are a great candidate for this particular course in this particular university. Finally, let me tell you what would make you stand out. You need to focus on authenticity, specificity, and clarity. Let me unpack that. Authenticity means that when somebody reads your essay, they can pick out what you are among the rest. It means that you are not trying to blab around things. You are expressing your true self in a way that somebody can feel it in the essay. Your passions, your curiosity, what makes you excited, what causes you to be motivated to take this course, what drives you. They need to feel it. Remember what they said about that guy we talked about? They said that he had a warm energy. They said that he had a casual nature and fun to be around. That is something that came out probably through his personal statement because of the way he presented himself. Specificity means that you are not talking about things that are just general. You specify them. If you are talking about a course that is so great to you, you need to talk about which modules you like about that course. You need clarity to mean that you need to talk about things that are not ambiguous. Don't talk about things that are so general that somebody does not know what you actually mean in particular. And then get to show your genuine passions, the things that make you tick, especially the things that make you tick as pertains this particular course and this particular university. And go to things that you are truly curious about. These are things that maybe it is a lab experiment that was so exciting that you showed, that was shown in the university. You need to talk about them. Maybe they went to space, or maybe they tested a particular spaceship, or they were working on some electric vehicle that is autonomous, and you are so excited about it because this is something that you have always wanted to study. Look at the unique attributes that make your excellence happen. This is the most important part of this thing. Remember, you have told them that you are an excellent person, but these people could think that that excellence was accidental. But if you tell them there are specific attributes that are in you that made that excellence happen, then they could say that this person could excel again when admitted to our school. Good luck.